On April the 23rd, my son Joshua got hit by a car. On approaching Joshua, he was lying on his back. Both his legs were clearly broken round by his head. He's dead, effectively. The blood was full in his mouth and nose. He was lying there motionless, not breathing, unconscious totally, and just no response at all. And nobody was there doing anything. The paramedic arrived on the scene about 7 minutes after the initial call and just tried and help me stabilise Joshua as much as he could. After the paramedic had arrived, he then summoned the air ambulance. The great thing about the air ambulance was that Josh was able to get the level of care that he needed. Once the air ambulance touched down at Birmingham Children's Hospital, he was transferred to Resus, where they operated on him and worked on him to stabilise his condition. Joshua remained in a coma for 72 days. The day Joshua finally woke up was at 5 o'clock in the morning on the 4th of July, and all I heard was his voice saying, "Dad, Dad." It's just phenomenal. I just sat there sobbing like an idiot for, minutes, and Josh turned over, put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Daddy, Nana." It was just the best thing ever. It's 4 weeks on now since Josh woke up, and he's doing absolutely fantastically. He's awake fully. He's retained his long-term memory. He's got purposeful movement of all his limbs. He stood up for the first time unaided, and today he's just started taking his first sort of steps to walking. It's just brilliant. I think if the air ambulance hadn't been there that day, I question whether Josh would have survived, or if he had, what injuries he would have sustained long term. It was the difference between taking 15 minutes to get to a hospital and a few minutes to get to the hospital. If I met the team that saved Josh's life, then I'd just be hugging and kissing them, I think. They've just done absolutely fantastically, and I'm forever in debt to them.
Thanks, air ambulance.
9 days after having my second child, Arthur, we noticed he started developing breathing difficulties.
It was early in the morning when we phoned the GP for an appointment.
While we were at the GP's, Arthur got a lot worse, and the decision was made to call for the air ambulance. The air ambulance got us from the GP's to Birmingham Children's Hospital in 11 minutes. It would have taken us about 40 minutes by land. Yeah, when we got to the hospital, they had him on the bed, and they had all the cardiologists and everyone around him straight away, checking out his heart. And they worked out what was wrong with him really quickly, it seemed to me. They explained everything to us really well. And within a few hours, they were giving him his first operation to open up a hole in his heart so that he could get some oxygen around his body.
I think it could have been very different without the air ambulance. If he'd have been travelling by road or sent to another hospital, those factors could have been the difference between life and death. Since fixing Arthur's heart defect, he's very happy and very healthy.
You wouldn't know anything had happened. He's a very healthy little boy. Without the Midlands Air Ambulance, we wouldn't have our son Arthur, and so we're very grateful to them.